Yes, in the 5.3, we will calculate the trigonometric functions of angles, not only the famous angles that we know already, like a 30 degree, 45 degree, and 60 degree, but we are going to go also calculate the trigonometric values of any angles by using the famous angles sometimes, or by using a point on the terminal side to calculate the trigonometric ratios. So first we will go through a technique of calculation of trigonometric ratios for any angles, and then we are going to use, as a second technique, we are going to use the famous angles like 30, 45, 60 degree to calculate the other angles. And finally, we will see the trigonometric identities in this section. All right, let's remember how did we calculate trigonometric functions in the right triangle, Shabab. Again, when we have the right triangle, so sine of the right triangle is the ratio of opposite side to hypotenuse, right? And cosine is adjacent side divided by hypotenuse. And the tangent is opposite divided by adjacent. And now imagine if we just give the name opposite side as y and the adjacent side as x, and by using the Pythagorean theorem, we can calculate the hypotenuse r, of course. So we will just look at it as y, sine of theta is y divided by r, and the cosine of theta is x divided by r, right? And tangent theta, for example, y divided by x. So by using the same technique, everybody, so for any angles, for example, here we have a terminal side of this theta, and suppose we are giving any point. We are giving any point on the terminal side. All right. So with the coordinates x, y. All right. So what we can do, we are going to drop a perpendicular line to the x-axis so that we will get the right triangle here. And clearly, Shabab, from the coordinates of the point, we will see the adjacent side is the x, right? And opposite side is the y, right? So if we are giving the point x, y, so we know the adjacent side and the opposite side of the triangle. So by using the Pythagorean theorem, we can calculate the r, right? R square equals x square plus y square. So, Shabab, we are going to use the same logic just like in the right triangle, because we draw a right triangle here. All right. And it's the same thing. Sine theta is y divided by r. So I will just look at the point and see what is the y coordinate of the point. So I don't have to sketch the triangle now. I will have to just look at the y coordinate. So sine of theta is y coordinate divided by r, and cosine of theta is x coordinate divided by r. Just like same in the right triangle. Okay. So that is the logic of calculation of any trigonometric values of any theta, Shabab.
Doctor?
Yes.
Can you repeat the point where P is coordinate X and Y?
Your point, it's just a point on the terminal side. Okay.
Yes.
So this point, either this point will be given to you, or if you know the equation of the line, because this is a line, right, Shabab? And
From
in math 001, you learn the line equations. Remember basic line equations? So if I give you the line equation, can you find a point on the line? Right, Shiva?
yes,
We can
yes,
find a point, yes, by using the value for x and then calculate for y. So we can get a point.
yes. It's clear now.
Or basically in the question, Shabab, if they give you the coordinates x and y, then you can easily calculate the trigonometric functions. Let's see. You see, imagine we have a point on the terminal side of the angle. So it is 8 and 15. This is given basically. Okay. So if the point is not given, so you cannot do anything. So if there is no point, then I have to give you the equation so that you can find the point. If I don't give you equation, and if I don't give you the point, that means you cannot do anything. All right. So basically, Shabab, from the 8, we know that, you see, x is 8 here, and y is 17 because 17 is here, right, Shabab? I mean the 15. 15 is here, so that means this side is 15. So the here y coordinate, here is the x coordinate. By using the Pythagorean theorem, we can calculate the value of r. So it is the distance from the point to origin, huh, Shabab? So it is calculated as r equal root of x squared plus y squared. And now, what is the sine theta, cosine theta, tangent theta? Just like in the, right triangle. Sine theta is the 15 divided by 17. That means y coordinate divided by r. So which is 15 over 17. Cosine is x coordinate divided by r. So which is 8 over 17. And so on, Shabab.
So, doctor,
Yeah.
is the point coordinate equals to X and Y in the triangle, like the opposite and adjacent?
Yeah, the opposite is the y
Yes.
value here.
It's,
Opposite.
we can find it in the coordinates. Is it always correct?
Yes. Yes. So y means opposite side, x means adjacent side. This is the rule that you need to memorize. You see, always sine is y coordinate over r, cosine is x coordinate over r, because x
Sim-
is always adjacent, y is opposite.
And then the point coordinate is the X and Y.
Yes, point coordinate is x and y. Yes, exactly. Very nice. Shabab, now, if somebody chooses uh, uh, another point on the terminal side, the trigonometric value will not change. It will stay the same, Shabab. What it means, for example, for the first point, we have point xy, so we have a triangle here, right? So opposite is y, adjacent is x, right? And if you choose another point, so in this case, we will have, longer y1 here, and we have longer x1, right? Well, let's look at the tangent of theta. What is tangent of theta? Y divided by x, right? Well, if you choose the other point, tangent theta will be y1 divided by x1. But these ratios will not change because we are talking about the same theta. All right. So y over x will be the same as y1 over x1. Or if somebody chooses any other point, again, the y over x will not change. The ratio will be always the same, Shabab. Okay. It's a nice property of this trigonometric ratios. Now here is the angle which is in this second quadrant, Shabab. All right. So the point is given already, -3 and 4. And if you like to draw the triangle, you can just draw the triangle, just draw the perpendicular line to x-axis. Please do not use the y-axis, huh? Not the y-axis, Shabab. So go to x-axis and make a triangle here. So now we are looking at this triangle, you see. So what is the opposite side is 4, yani y-axis. The adjacent is x. In this case, it is a negative number, of course. So it is not the length, of course, it is a coordinate. So length is 3, but because of the second quadrant, so this x coordinate will be negative, of course. So Shabab, now what is the sign of this theta? Sign of this theta is, again, y coordinate over r. This r is 5, as everybody knows how to calculate the r. So it is 4 over 5. And cosine theta is x coordinate, -3. -3 over 5. You see, this cosine theta is now negative. So cosine theta depends on the x coordinate. If x is negative, then cosine will be negative. If x is positive, then cosine will be positive. All right. Now, sine depends on the y value. All right. If y is positive, then sine will be positive. And if y is negative, sine will be negative. How about the tangent, everybody? Tangent is y divided by x, right? So it is going to be 4 divided by -3. So tangent is a negative value here. And also cotangent is -3 over 4. Again, it is negative. So tangent and cotangent, they depend on x and y together, not only x or only y, x and y. But sine theta depends only on y, right? Y positive, sine positive. Y is negative, sine is negative. And this cosine theta depends on x only, right? X. X negative, cosine negative. X positive, cosine positive. Right? And of course, secant and cosecant, similarly, you can understand. All right, Shabab.
Doctor?
Yes.
What happens if the point is on the third or fourth quadrant?
Yeah. Let's go. Okay, let's look at the... Here, it is in the third quadrant. Now we have point -3, -4. Now look at the sine theta. Of course, r is 5. Of course, 3, 4, 5 triangle, right? So now we have sine theta is -4 divided by 5. So the opposite is -4. And the adjacent is -3. So it is x value. So the sine theta is -4 over 5. And cosine theta is, how much is cosine theta, Shabab?
-4 over 5.
-3 over 5. Right? Cosine theta is -3 over 5. How about tangent of theta? Well, tangent of theta is y divided by x.
Yes.
So it is negative 4 divided by negative
Yes, which is
3.
4 over 3.
Which is positive, because negative over negative is positive. Yes, you see, in the quadrant 3, Shabab, tangent function is positive, and also cotangent, as you will understand.
Doctor,
And huh.
R is always positive.
So R is the distance, Shabab, right? R is the distance of the point to the origin, right, Shabab? R is the distance. X is coordinate. Y is coordinate. R is the distance of the point to origin. So it must be positive number, of course. So I put it here, sine and tangent values. Please, you write, cosine, cotangent, secant is a practice, Shabab. Okay. Now, are you guys sure you understood this idea, Shabab? Just point on the terminal side.
Yes.
So here is the one of the previous exam questions, Shabab. We give you a point on the terminal side. So we know the x value, but we don't know the y value. So this is the question. All right, x is negative 4, so we are supposed to find the value of y. But we are helping you, Shabab. We tell you sine of the theta is negative 2 over 3. That means you need to use this help, All right, we are giving this one so that you use it, Shabab. So sine of theta means y divided by r. We know that. We are supposed to remember that. So that means it is equal to negative 2 over 3. So y over r equals negative 2 over 3. So can I solve for y, Shabab? Yeah, y is equal to negative 2 over 3 times r. Correct? Now let's go to the Pythagorean theorem. R square equals x square plus y square, right? This is everybody remembers, I'm sure. So x square we know already. So x is negative 4. So x square is 16 plus, how about y square, Shabab? You see here, if you square y, what happens? It becomes 4 over 9 r square, Shabab? So that is the y square in terms of r square. Did we understand this, Shabab? So
Yes.
y square is equal to 4 over 9 r square. Now you notice, Shabab, you notice that we have equation that we can solve for r, right? We have only r here. So I move the 4 over 9 r square to other side, right? So it will give you 5 over 9 r square, right? 9 r square minus 4 r square is 5 over 9 r square equals 16. So from here, r square will be 16 times 9 over 5. And when you take the root of both sides, so you need to choose the positive one, of course, not the negative. R is 4 and 3 and root 5 here, right? We take the root. That means it is 12 over root 5, Shabab. Now, since they are asking the value of y, so I am taking this r and substitute into the equation here, you see, so that you will find the y value. Negative 2 over 3 times, r here. So we simplified 3 and 12. So you get negative 8 over root 5, which is negative 8 root 5 over 5. That is the value of y, Shabab. So one of the quite common mistake, Shabab, when you write the y over r equals -2/3, some of you guys are thinking that y is -2 and r is 3, which is not always true, of course. It can be, yes, it can be true, but not always. That's not the rule, everybody. Okay, so y and r can be different numbers. Okay, Shava, please let's just look at the steps and understand the logic and the solution, technique, Shava. Is there any step that confusing you here? Okay. All right. What is next? Next, we are going to remember the basic line equation, right? And the angle between the line and the positive x-axis is called the angle of, line, Shabab. Angle of line with the positive x-axis. So in the example, we have y equal 3x equation. Of course, graph is going to cross the origin, right? Graph is going to cross the origin. And imagine this is the terminal side of the theta, right? This is the terminal side of the theta. And when you take any point on the line, tangent of the theta will be y coordinate divided by x coordinate. But y over x will be always 3 because y is equal to 3x, right? If you replace y with 3x and simplify, you will get equals to 3. So tangent is always equals to 3. So which is the slope of the line, as you remember, right? Tangent of theta gives you the slope of the line. So for example, if I give you the equation y equal 3x, do you think you can find a point on the terminal side here?
Yes, we can take, for example, x equals to 1.
X,
Times
exactly,
1.
exactly, perfect. So you can take a x value and then equation will give you the y value. So you get a point. So since you have a freedom, you can choose x value, anything you like. So in the other example, Shabab, you see the y equal -2x. So it is, as you see, it is decreasing graph, right?
Yes.
And you remember the slope, huh, Shabab?
Will be negative
Yes.
because it's decreasing.
Yes, slope is negative in this case. Perfect.
Yes.
So now, what is the angle of the blue line with the positive x-axis? So it is this theta here. Angle with positive x-axis. Understand, Shabab?
So always from the positive x-axis,
Yes.
even if it's in the third quadrant.
Yes, Shabab.
Okay.
Remember, Shabab, we said a standard position of the angle. In the standard position, Shabab, always this is the initial side. Positive x-axis is the initial side. So we have to start from positive x-axis and make the angle. So tangent of the blue theta, Shabab, is again -2, which is the slope of the line. Okay. Now, let's see the question. find the trigonometric functions of values of the angle theta in standard position if the terminal side of the theta is defined by the equation x plus 2y equals 0. Well, if you sketch the graph of x plus 2y equals 0, it will cross the origin and then it's going to be a decreasing graph. You see? Normally, it is the decreasing graph. So maybe in the separate picture here, let me draw the picture here for you. So suppose somebody asks you to sketch this graph, Shabab. Then how do you sketch the graph of x plus 2y equals 0? Right? How do we sketch it?
Take point.
It's a decreasing graph, right? It's a decreasing graph and it's going to pass through the origin, huh, Shabab?
Yes.
It has to pass through the origin. How do I know it has to pass through the origin, Shabab? Can anybody tell me?
Because it's an angular line, equation of line.
What line, Shabab?
Oh, because it's equal to 0.
What does origin mean, Shabab? 0, 0. Is this equation passing through 0, 0?
Yes.
Yes. If x is 0, then y will be 0, huh? Yes. So it is passing through the origin, of course.
But doctor, it says x is greater than 0. It doesn't equal 0.
Yeah. So that is the point. Now, Shabab, we have two parts now. Is it gonna be this? Is this the terminal side, or this one is terminal side? Which one I'm gonna take?
The second one. The one
Second part, right?
is
Why
greater than 0.
second part, Shabab?
Because we have a condition, x is greater than 0.
Because x is greater than 0. Yes. You understand? If you take this side as a terminal side, then in this side, Shabab, x is negative, right? X is negative. So you cannot choose this side. We have to choose the side which is in the quadrant 4. Okay? That is
Doctor,
why, yes.
how do you know it is not, now it's x decreasing? How is not x up, not down? Why the
Okay.
x is, why it's going down, not up after the
Yes.
x?
Yes. Let's look at the equation, Shabab. Okay? So let's write the equation like this. Maybe it will be easy for you. Y is equal to negative 1 over 2 times x, huh? Is it?
Yes. We solve it for y.
Clear? Right? You sketch these graphs in the math 001, hopefully. That means, Shabab, what is the slope of this line? Can you tell me?
Negative half.
It is negative half. That means it is a decreasing graph, right? It is a decreasing graph. So basically, how did you guys sketch the graph in math 001?
By the equation of line. We find a point, and then we put in the equation to find the y.
Exactly. So if you find the 2 points, then it will just let you sketch the straight line, huh?
Yes.
Yes. So you know how to sketch the line equation, right, Shiva?
Yes.
So Shiva, yes.
So in the angle equation of line, it's always passes through the center of the graph or the origin.
Yes, because the terminal side is the vertex is origin, right, Shabab?
Yes, so it's always in the angle equation of line.
Yes. So
Uh-huh.
it must pass through the center, Shabab.
Yes,
So now, Shabab, be careful. We are not taking this one, huh? Right? This is not the theta, huh, Shabab? So this is wrong. All right. What is the theta? Theta is as you see in the picture, Shabab. Theta must be the other one. So we need to take the theta to other one. So this is your terminal side because x is negative here. Huh? You notice, Shabab? I'm sorry, x is positive.
Positive.
So in the quadrant 4. So this is your, terminal side. Not this one. So I wonder, did I make it clear yet?
Doctor,
Yes.
and now we just like choose x's and then it will tell us the y, and now we will have the points
Yeah.
to draw, right?
Yes. Now I just need to find any point on the terminal side. Just any point. Of course, I should choose an integer numbers as much as possible so that the calculation will be easy for you. All right. You see the equation, right? Y equal negative 1 over 2x. If you choose x equals 2, Shabab, then you will find y equals negative 1 from the equation. Or maybe I should put it here for you so that you understand how is y negative 1, huh, Shabab? If x is 2, then y will be negative 1. Do you think I can choose x equals 3, for example? Can I choose?
Yes,
Yes, but it's
Yes,
hard.
but why I didn't choose 3, Shabab?
because it will be
It is
fraction.
harder to bring out the y.
Yeah, it's gonna be fractions, and fractions are not quite friendly numbers for you guys. So try to make x and y integer if possible, okay? Integer. So we got the point. X is 2, y is negative 1, Shabab. So I just need to remember what is the sign of theta. Sine of theta is y coordinate divided by r. We know how to calculate the r,
Yes.
of course. R is root 5. So sine of theta is negative 1 over root 5. And the cosine theta, for example, x over r, which is 2 over root 5. You see? You just need to memorize. Remember, Shabab, sine theta is y coordinate divided by r. Cosine theta is x coordinate divided by r. And how about the tangent of the theta, for example? Who's gonna tell me?
It will be y over x.
Y over x. Y over x. Yani negative 1 over 2, which is already slope. You see, Shabab?
Yes.
Yes. Tangent theta is the slope of the line. Okay, now let's go.
Doctor,
Another one. Yes, please.
why the theta is not like is always the theta like this from the right to the left then down? Can it not be like why it's like this a circle? Why not from the other side to the line?
You can we
Why it's
say
not the other
theta like
side?
this? You
Yes,
you
that's
told-
what I mean.
Yeah, can we say theta? Of course, why not? Now this is a negative angle. You understand?
Okay.
Yes. This alpha, let me say alpha مثلا. Yes. The alpha and the theta are, do you remember that? Alpha and theta are what, Shabab? Alpha and theta are,
Terminal.
huh? Say again, Shabab. Coterminal, huh? Coterminal, right. So we can choose alpha or we can choose theta. It doesn't matter, right? So the sine of alpha or sine of theta will be the same, huh, Shabab? Because we are going to use the same numbers, right? What is sine of alpha? Sine of alpha is -1 over root 5. Okay. Now they give you terminal side, Shabab, equation 2x plus 3y equals 0. And you have to choose a negative value for x. And so maybe it is better to solve the equation for y, Shabab. Let me solve the equation for y here for you. So y equals, can anybody help me? 2x plus 3y equals 0. So what is y?
negative 2 over 3 times x.
Negative 2
over
3x.
Yes.
So that's going to help you maybe, huh, Shiva?
In the second equation.
Now, you need to choose a negative x value, Shiva. Negative numbers, okay?
Yes, we can choose -3.
You see? Yes. Or I can choose, how about -6? Can I choose?
And -9 too.
Yes, but why shall I choose big numbers, right, Shiva?
Yes.
Right? So here the best number is x equal -3. Then y will be 2, as you see. All right. So Shabab, after you choose it, you find the point -3 and 2, and you guys know how to calculate the r, huh, Shabab? X square is 9, y square is 4, right? 9 plus 4 is 13. So r is root 13, huh, Shabab? All right. So you know this x and y, you know the r, then you can calculate anything, of course. Now, what is the secant of theta? We need to remember, it is r over x, huh, Shabab? And secant means flip of the cosine, huh, Shabab? Cosine is x over r, secant is r over x. And similarly, cosecant will be r over y. Okay, so we know the r and x, Shabab. It is root 13 divided by -3 plus root 13 divided by 2. And the result will give you root 13 divided by 6. All right. Go ahead, Shabab. Do you guys have any question here?
Teacher, how do you get the values of x and y?
Yes. Can somebody help your friend, Shabab?
What's the question?
The point.
How did we
you
get the values of
-3
x
and
y?
2?
We have the equation. We write it. We solve it for y, and we get y equals to negative 2 over 3x. And we take a point for x to find the y. Like here, we took negative 3 because it's easier to calculate in the equation.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Very nice. Okay, well, let's do one more question with you, Shabab. Again, we have equation x plus 3y equals 0, right? So let me solve y for you. Y is equal to negative 1 over 3x, huh, Shabab? And I need to choose a negative number for x. So what
Negative
do you think?
3.
What? Yes. So I say if I choose a negative 3 for x, then what is y, Shabab? Y will be 1, huh? So then I can calculate also r, of course. R will be equal to x squared is 9 plus y squared is 1. So it will be root of 10. Correct? Okay. Now let's calculate the question now. Root 10 multiplied by sine of theta, which is equal to root 10 times, what is the sine of theta? 1 over root 10, so which is equal to 1, huh, Shabab?
10 over root 10 over 10.
Yeah. All right. So what do you think, Shabab? These are exam questions, basically. Okay. Let's see, well, another exercise for you. And just calculate 10 sine theta minus 12 cotangent theta. In this case, we have y must be negative. You see? So you need to choose negative value for y, then you will get the x value. All right, sure.
-1.
Yeah, y, you can choose y as -1, -2, -3, as you like, sure. And then calculate for x, so you will find the, all right, the same exercise for you, Shabab.
Doctor,
Yes.
does that mean in the questions before we can like instead of x we just bring out the y and then bring out the x after it?
Yeah, x and y, they have, they are connected. If you choose x, then you will find y, or if you choose y, you will find x.
Okay.
Yes, perfect. Now, Shabab, we give you basically a picture of the terminal side, all right? So we have a point on the terminal side, which is x is -6 and y is not given here. So y is t. We can just write y if you like. And we are telling you a sine of theta. Well, sine of theta should be y over r. So -4 over 5 should be y over r. And from here, Shabab, I solved for y here. Y is equal to -4 over 5 times r. Okay. What is next I did? I remember the Pythagorean theorem, right? R square equals x square plus y square. X square, I know that because x is -6, x square is 36. And y square if you square the equation here, Shabab, then you will get 16 over 25 r square from this equation, huh, Shabab? Because I solved the y in terms of r. So y square will be 16 over 25 r square. Now you see the equation in terms of r only. So we can solve this equation for r. All right, I moved the 16 over 25 r square to other side. So 25 r square minus 16 will be 9 over 25 r square equals 36. And I multiplied both sides by 25 over 9, you see? So r square is 36 times 25 over 9. So r is equal to 6 times 5 over 3, which is 10. Now, if you find the r as 10, right, Shabab, go to the equation. So you can find y equals negative 4 over 5 times 10, which is going to give you negative 8.
So, doctor,
Yes.
it's the same as the question we solved earlier.
Yes,
Right.
yes. So these are the Shabab, is like a classic steps of solution, these kind of questions. Sometimes we give you x, we are asking what is the y, or sometimes we give you the y value and we are going to ask the x value. So the standard technique of solution of these kind of questions, Shabab. All right.
Doctor,
Yes.
yes, I have a question. If we draw a line from the red point to the x-axis, it's gonna be like a triangle, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Then I will put the theta next to r.
This, which theta? You mean this theta here?
Yes, I mean inside between the x-axis and r.
Yeah, this is going to be called a reference of the theta. So our angle is theta, Shabab. This little theta, this little angle is going to be the reference of the theta. We will see it later.
So they are
Okay.
equal, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Well, here is the spatial angle, Shabab. What happens if the theta is 90 degree? Well, if the theta is 90 degree, then the terminal side is on the y line. صح, Shabab? Terminal side is here. And so I can find the point easily because on the y line, 0, 1 is a point on the terminal side, or 0, 2, or 0, 3, whatever you choose, right? So let's
Doctor,
choose. Yes.
what is r in this?
R is the distance from the point to origin here. So what do you think? What is the R here?
1.
1. Exactly. So if you choose this easy point like 0, 1, then R will be also 1. Now X is 0, Y is 1, and R is also 1. So we can calculate sine, cosine of 90 degree, right? Easily, because we know everything. We know X, Y, and R. And similarly, Shabab, suppose we have a 180 degree.
It will be on
Well,
the
we
negative
have again
side.
point, you see, on the X line here, on the negative side. So I can choose point, negative 1, 0, صح, Shabab?
Yes.
So
Negative
X is
0,
negative 1,
it's
Y
0.
is 0, and R is 1 again. R is the distance. Don't forget, R is the distance. So distance is 1 again. All right, now I know the R, I know the X, I know the Y, so I can calculate the trigonometric values of 180 degree. And similarly for 270 and 360, Shabab. And in the next table, it is all given. Some functions will be undefined, Some functions will be 0, 1, or -1. Depends on the theta, of course. So please just practice for the 90 degree and see how the things are working, and just, do the same thing for 180, 270, and 360. So that is the trigonometric values of quadrantal angles, right? These are quadrantal angles, Shabab. So I'm gonna just stop here, and we'll continue from here, inshallah.
Thank you, Doctor. Have a nice day.
You too, Shabab. And are you guys happy with the quiz time, Shabab, on Tuesday?
I think Wednesday, Doctor.
Yes,
Good
yes,
for me.
Wednesday.
Tuesday.
Wednesday?
Yeah, Tuesday is good. Tuesday
Yes,
is good.
Tuesday is good.
Wednesday is better
think
because I
Wednesday.
have a lab.
Okay.
No, Tuesday I have a chemistry quiz.
Tuesday you have chemistry?
Yes, chemistry 101.
Okay.
Doctor, why you
So
don't do a survey? Like send it an email and we vote.
No, I think here if we raised hands.
Wednesday, who says Wednesday? Raise your hand, Shabab. Wednesday. Let me see.
What about Thursday, Doctor?
Thursday, Khamis.
Wednesday, health. So Wednesday, not clear. Wednesday is not clear, Shabab.
How is not clear?
Doctor, is there a possibility for Thursday?
Thursday, well, if it is gonna help you, it doesn't matter, Shabab.
Yes,
No,
because
I think it's
No,
better.
Wednesday, Wednesday.
Wednesday is better.
Wednesday.
But only the half of the class is raising the hand. Other half is not in the class, looks like.
Because some of them left.
No, I
Look,
prefer
You
Thursday.
see, more than half.
Yes, 17. Doctor,
Yes,
17 wants the quiz on Wednesday.
17 of them. Yani, okay, I will also ask the next section, inshallah. See, now this section is more for Wednesday.
Yes,
Okay,
here
I
we
will
are.
also check. I will also check for next section, inshallah.
Yes,
Okay, sure.
Doctor, here we are 26. 17 of us wants